It's your boy Sid, and welcome to the Dallas Cowboys for Life channel. Guys, I want to thank everyone to tuning in to Speak Your Mind All the Time talk show. Guys, it's been a minute. We've been off the map. We took a little break, but we're back. You know, football week is here, and of course, I got my co-host, like always, my man Superman J Tuck, in the building. What's up? And of course, we got a huge special guest all the way from the UK. Guys, UK time is way ahead of us. Paul Stewart is in the building. I nearly said Patrick. I don't know what's going on with me today. Maybe you look like a Patrick. Maybe that's it. So with that being said, man, Jay, man, let the fans know where to find you, man.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Tuck, representing from the Cowboys Fans Only YouTube page. So you guys know the drill. Comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there. Like Sid said, we took a few days off, but, we just been grinding so hard. It was only like 6 days, Sid. It wasn't really that long, but it felt like it. But we're here. We were fresh. We have football season. So, Sid, you were right. Here we are, football season. So let's get to it.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I don't know about you. Paul, please, man, let the fans know where to find you. Give them all your info, your Twitter, your pages, your podcast. Let them have it.
Yeah, so my name is Paul Stewart, aka IMP Stu. I'm one of 6 guys of the UK Dallas Cowboys fans. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes. So, but yeah, we've just started season 2 for the upcoming season. New format, going more live streaming now rather than pre-recordings now. So, but yeah, be sure to just type in UK Dallas Cowboys fans or UK Cowboys fans, and you'll find us quite easily.
Yeah, man. So listen, I definitely I like to dive in. I like to get the information about Cowboy Nation. Paul, man, please, what made you become a Dallas Cowboy fan? I mean, and you're in the UK, and I know UK is more about soccer, not.
Yeah, well, especially in Scotland, definitely, especially in Scotland, yeah.
and rugby.
Yes.
So why football and why the Dallas Cowboys?
Right, so I grew up, so I don't know if you might remember the NFL Europe, where you had the European teams like the Barcelona Dragons, Amsterdam Admirals, London Admirals, but there was a Scottish team called the Scottish Claymores at the time. So that was obviously the team I supported, and kind of growing up, I never really had an NFL team to really support, and the team that resembled the Claymores uniform the best was the Dallas Cowboys. And also the fact when I was watching television, staying up till about 12 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I still had school the next day type of thing. All I kept seeing was Emmitt Smith highlights, and that's how I was just so drawn to Emmitt Smith. So, and that's how it just kind of became my team, pretty much.
Yeah, man, Cowboy Nation is everywhere, man, and one of the most talked about teams. We always say this, so I'm not surprised that you have guys. How many Dallas Cowboy fans is there out there in the UK? Would you say?
Oh God, well, officially in the group we did have over 2,000 at one. I believe we had over 2,000 at one point.
Wow.
But there's so many different Cowboys groups based in the UK. They just kind of like different discussions and stuff like that. But the main one is the UK Dallas Cowboys ones. That's got the most. That's been going for a long time. That's been going on now. God, how many years now? 9 years, I believe.
Wow.
That was founded by Lauren Draper Wood and Jamie Smith. Lauren's now taking the back seat from the admin role because of family now. She's now got a little baby boy. But Jamie's still heavily involved. He's on the show quite a lot. He's based in Yorkshire, based in England. But in terms of the whole team for the UK Cowboys, there's myself and Graham, who are based in Glasgow, Scotland. There's Brian from Ireland. Mike, who you've met before from the draft show that we did with Brandon and Marcus for Cowboys Row. Him and Richard are both from Wales, from just like outside of England.
Wow. Jay, man, Does it surprise you that we're no?
No, not at all, man. Because here's where I've been telling people for a long time: the Cowboys should lose the title of America's team, and we should like change it to like worldwide. Because I tell people a story, and this is a true story. True story. Hear me out. So I was over in Thailand. Me and my wife went to Thailand. I was wearing my Des Bryant jersey, and there was people like Thai people in Thailand walking past me, pointing, saying "Hey," and throwing up the X. So that's how big the Cowboys' footprint is. It's just like we're not just America's team; it's worldwide. Europe, you're in Canada. You think about Mexico, like all over. And so that's why, America's team it's just too small for us now. I think we need to go like worldwide. Like
it's funny that you mention that. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the Dallas Cowboys officially did a documentary on myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so if you type in Dallas Cowboys Scotland in YouTube, it's the first thing that pops up. So they did a whole documentary on myself when I flew over back in 2018 for the Houston, Texas game and the Jacksonville game, where I got to meet Zeke, got to meet Leighton Vander Esch and stuff like that. And they actually had a film crew come to Scotland as well. So they wanted to know what my everyday routine was like, how did I watch the game, based on the time zones and stuff like that, like what I normally do, and
Crazy.
also the fact, and they were more intrigued because I used to play football as well. Like we do play American football here in the UK as well.
Wow.
So I used to play offensive line and defensive line. So I played both ways.
Okay.
Wow.
Very undersized defensive lineman. Let me just add, very undersized, but I gave it all. But I'm now 34 now. I'm getting old. The beer belly's coming on to play now. So
yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Before I continue, I just want to send a few shout outs to the chat people, because there's a few people in the chat that are regulars, man. I want to send a huge shout out to the Lunatic. This guy is always supportive. I gotta find out, the Lunatic. Please come find us on Facebook. We want to know who you are officially, and because we got to put a face to the Lunatic, man. So definitely come check us out on Cowboys Fan Only Facebook page, please. Also, huge shout out to Soul Flows in the house. Jonathan, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Guy? And also Nate Rosario. I don't know, I always say your name.
Guy, Nate.
What's up, Nate, man? Thanks for tuning in. Now, guys, I want to send a personal shout out, and afterwards I'm going to jump into you guys as well. I want to send a huge shout out to my wife, who's been supportive and is going to be supportive of the football season, because, guys, we know that once football season kicks in, the wives have to be extremely understanding when it comes to Sunday, Mondays, Thursdays, you name it. Yeah, huge shout out to the wives, man. I don't know if you guys want to do the same thing, but I love my wife, and I'm glad that she supports me with my channel and with the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm just glad I'm single then.
We're gonna play some matchmaker, man. We're gonna find some Cowboys ladies out there.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Well, I'm planning moving over to Texas next year, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed with the whole COVID and stuff like that. So fingers crossed.
Jay, you want to send a quick shout out, man?
Well, yeah, I can't say no shout out to my wife. I have to give a shout out to yours, man. So, yeah, shout out to my wife, man. My wife is, she's my support system. She definitely understands my love for Cowboys football and everything, man. So she's just happy that I'm happy. She really doesn't watch it much, so she's able to use that time. It's like her shopping and going and do her thing, and then I use football as my time, man. But, it's early in the relationship, it's kind of some bumps in the road. You're going to kind of do different things on Sunday, but now she pretty much knows, hey, what time the Cowboys start, play at 7. Yeah. Okay, so around like 5 o'clock, I don't care if the house is on fire, it ain't happening. So
yeah, and with you just brought up something that's very critical to this, and time. Watching the Dallas Cowboys in the UK, sometimes you're supposed to be in Z-land, and you got to be like trying to stay awake to watch a game, right?
That's what caffeine's for.
So the fans understand. Let them know, what is the time difference out there, and what's the latest that you've actually had to watch a game?
This upcoming game against the Rams, we're going to be staying up quite late because kickoff time in the UK is going to be 20 minutes past 1 in the morning. So nice. that's the Monday morning pretty much. So I'm just trying to figure that out on. I think it's like 5 hours ahead of New York time.
Okay.
And if you're in like Seattle, it's 9 hours difference.
Wow. I think you're 5 hours from me because right now it's 5:12 here, so it's 10:12 for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and
correct,
then you're 6 hours from Jay, right?
Yeah, 6 hours for me. Crazy.
Wow. I'm dying at 8:20 to watch a game till 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the lunatic just says. A hardcore Cowboys fan.
Yeah, man,
A lot of respect,
100%.
man, so.
I also want to send a shout out to Moving the Chains. Moving the Chains actually wrote an article about football, and she actually mentioned the show and what we do, Jay, on the YouTube. So huge shout out to her for writing that article. And I will be posting. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting that article in my description. So guys, definitely check that out and read it. It's a really great article. And again, thanks for mentioning us in your article. It's really gladly appreciated.
People watch little old us.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, week one is here.
Whoa. We've got football finally.
Yeah.
So
for real football.
Obviously, I just flipped the screen. So guys, it's all there. All the games that are going to be coming up are a lot of interesting games this week, right? So is there any games that you guys for sure, like me, I'm definitely going to check out Thursday. Well, either way, whether it was the Giants playing the Eagles on Thursday, I would still tune in because it's football. Right? So with that being said, Thursday night is going to be a huge game. What other games on Sunday are you guys interested in except for the Cowboys?
Believe it or not, I'm actually quite intrigued with the Falcons game, if I'm being perfectly honest, because no one's really been talking about them that much.
Okay.
Because
the Seattle Falcons definitely going to be an interesting game as well.
Yeah, the Browns. I'm not really. I should never underestimate anyone. Yeah. But the Giants, oh god, I think we can absolutely smoke them both home and away. That's my personal opinion. I just think I'm very controversial when it comes to our NFC divisional rivals. I just think everyone but the Cowboys are trash. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, man.
What about you, Jay? Is there any games out there that you're like, oh man, that's definitely a game I have to? And we're also in a fantasy draft, so we're in a fantasy league.
Did y'all want to skip over that part? I mean, how fabulous my fantasy team is, or but we can go.
Come on.
I feel like I've had the greatest fantasy draft of all time.
Well, hold on, I'm gonna bring up the fantasy team right now where you're talking about that.
Okay,
just to make sure.
So to answer your question, Sid, like I'm weird about this, and a lot of people have heard me say this, and like, what do you mean? And sometimes I question, am I really a football fan or am I a Cowboys fan? Because honestly, I don't really care about the other teams. Like, granted, I'll watch the Chiefs and Texans on Thursday night, but if you text me, sit around 9:00 and I doze off. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So it's really like I really don't get into other football teams unless I'm really vested into them. So what I am going to do is I'm gonna pull up one of my betting slips. And so the games that I'm focusing on,
this guy.
I'm focusing on the New Orleans game. I want the Saints to beat the Bucks. I need the Steelers to beat the Giants. I need the 49ers to beat the Cardinals. Colts to beat the Jags. Eagles to beat Washington. Ravens to beat the Browns. And New England to beat the Dolphins. So those are the games I'm interested in, I would say the least. Just being honest.
Paul,
with the other NFL teams, I think again another team, even though we're not playing them this year, is New England. Whole new different scenario right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I'm very interested in that as a football fan more than anything.
You know what I'm curious about? Just because I want to see which team is going to crash and burn, is the Eagles versus Washington.
Yeah.
I just want to watch.
You want to watch them burn. Yeah, and I get that, man. I think the thing for me is that majority of the time the Cowboys, we do play on primetime football, so it's Sunday night. And so I'm really like locked in. Like when I wake up on Sunday morning, it's like go time. Like I don't care what else is going on. it's just Sunday night. So I like it a lot when the Cowboys play earlier, like at noon, then we win the game. And then I can watch some other games casually, what's going on. Because I feel like when we have that Sunday night game, let's say, for instance, the Eagles do lose to Washington, I can't get too excited until we actually see what the hell my team does. And then I'll come back on Monday and maybe have a few jokes. But that's how it typically goes around my household.
So you know what? I'm going to flip away from the screen because it seems like you guys don't really want to dive into like who's doing what and what teams have made more. Washington will win. Somebody just posted that.
They might.
They might.
And like I said, man, with this whole COVID situation, this is a new situation for a lot of NFL teams. And so we won't know what it actually looks like until we see it. Because, think honestly, there's been no preseason. So it's going to be a lot of sloppy football, to be honest with you, on Sunday. And so that could be one of the things where, like, Washington just sneaks out and win. They have talent. Let's not act like Washington
their defensive line stacked.
Yeah, the defensive line is stacked. And as far as defense is concerned, it's really just go get the pass rush. So, think about the offense trying to get things on. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of games that we look at and like, oh, damn, how did that happen? It's because, it's a brand new look as far as NFL season's concerned. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm also quite interested in the Green Bay and Minnesota game as well. Quite interested in that one.
Yeah. So let's jump into it. Let's just jump into our game, because
the most important game, the game that keeps the lights on.
Important game. Now, before we get into,
go ahead.
Everyone's
waiting. The game that everyone's looking out for.
Everybody. I think even I hate the fact that we play because you don't think the other teams go home and flip on the TV and start.
Yeah, they will
start studying, take some notes.
Yeah, they will.
Here's the thing, though. Like, if anyone knows, right? If anyone who's a Cowboys fan, everyone knows California is quite predominantly Cowboys nation.
Right.
Like the amount of Cowboys fans that are from California is ridiculous. Definitely oversees the UK, that's for sure. But it's pretty much going to be like a home game. But unfortunately, we don't have the crowd. This is the weird scenario that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my hard hitters family. They're from California, and they were going to turn that SoFi Stadium to AT&T West. So, that's pretty much was going to be our stadium. We were going to overtake it, but we'll wait till Atlanta. We'll do it then.
So, Paul, we haven't spoken, and Jay, me and you, we haven't spoken either since the cuts, right?
Yeah.
And there was some huge cuts. Now, Paul, I'm going to ask you first. Is there, and I know what the answer is probably going to be because Jay spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to say who. I'm going to let you say the name because I'm pretty sure it's the same name that Jay mentioned. Which was a cut that surprised you the most?
Francis Bernard.
Oh, really? You see, you flipped on me. Really?
Yeah. I really thought he was going to make the final 53 ahead of Luke Gifford. I really did.
Okay.
Because no one, like, based on what the media and the coachings and stuff like that, there wasn't really much buzz about Luke this year compared to last season. I don't know if it's because he just stuck his head down and got on with the playbook, but just taking away from all the different types of dynamics what Francis Bernard's been doing in camp, takeaways, like, that's something that we have lacked the past couple of years, is getting interceptions and recoveries and you name it. So I would have thought that would have been something that would, but on the plus side though, at least he's back in the practice squad. That's the good thing.
Okay.
But I think I'm just trying to think who the other player could be. I would suppose it would be Clinton Dix.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people were shocked about that. Jay, you spoke about that a couple of weeks ago, and I applaud you because you said it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the hard part. It's like, without having a preseason or having any of the training camp viewable to fans, we were just going off the tweets, and I could kind of gauge how things were going with, Clinton Dix. It just wasn't, everyone was jumping off the screen apparently except Clinton Dix, and you heard comments about trying different looks at safety and different things like that, possibly Cheeto and different rotations and Reggie Robinson moving back. I was like, well, there must be some uncertainty going on back there. So I kind of let me think that, he was going to get released possibly. Now, the only thing I thought that was going to save him was because they just signed him and brought him in, but they were still able to make that cut. And I agree with you, Paul. I mean, I think Francis Bernard was one of those players that we've heard had an outstanding camp. And so when he didn't get, make the final 53, it was just like, okay, well, reports are, misleading because, like I said, there's no really eye test to go off of. We're just going off of James Slater's tweets, every now and then. So
and some of the footage that we saw, like the footage that we were allowed to see.
Exactly, because some of those turnovers, I mean, we heard, Francis Bernard first a few turnovers, but what type of drill was that? What was the, so you really don't know what was going on. Who was that against? Was it really against Dak or was it against the fourth string quarterback? And so
that's true. That's true.
So, I mean, I think, as far as Mike McCarthy's scrimmage, thing he tried, whatever we want to call it, I think that may have been good because we're able to bring Francis Bernard and some of these players that we really like. They cleared waivers and able to get back on the roster. So I will say possibly the scrimmage thing kind of worked. I still wasn't too excited about how it went down though. So.
Wow. Okay.
I think I think that's what led to our layoff is that we saw that scrimmage game the other night and we're just like, you know what? I need I think that was it. I was just like, what?
In a way, I don't blame Mike McCarthy not trying to show it as next to nothing as possible. Why give any of those 31 teams the chance to even have a glimpse of what you guys are doing?
No, I wouldn't do it. You know what? And I think that Mike McCarthy's making so many changes to the playbook, to the scheme, to the defense that I get it. You know what? And I think, Jay, I think there was one play where you were like, that's it, I'm out. Dak threw the ball to CeeDee Lamb, and as he released the camera turned over.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done because I couldn't tell if there was something leading up to the scrimmage, and maybe we were on the wrong network. Like, and after I saw that, I was like, what? I think we all were. Yeah, and then the funny thing is, though, they said that, and I saw an article about one of the Rams coaches said that he's been watching Cowboys YouTubes to kind of get insight on players. So he's probably been watching our channels, because if anyone's going to go more in depth, it's probably going to be one of our channels. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, I hope Mike McCarthy does have something that's going to shock a lot of people. Yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, everything looks pretty much surface level. I mean, we're going to feed Zeke, get the ball to these wide receivers, and rust the passer. So I'm really interested, but like I said, I'm happy it's finally here. So let's get to it.
Yeah. So did you guys notice on the depth chart that they have CeeDee Lamb on special teams?
Yeah, I think
I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that. Oh, sorry. Go
ahead. You got it, Paul.
Because the only thing that we did notice in the footage during the whole scrimmage is we did see CeeDee Lamb coming out with Chris Jones and Big LP. Like coming out to the field, just having conversations. So, but you don't normally just have that as your conversation. They're getting ready to do their reps for special teams. So, I'm not generally surprised about it.
Yeah, I think Jay, we spoke about this a few times, and I think you said you wouldn't like to see him as a returner.
Yeah, I think Fossil came out today on 103.5 The Fan and said, the special teams coach said that I wouldn't expect for CD to be on special teams. But I'm not sure if that's a smokescreen or not. I just think with someone as valuable with CD, Amari Cooper is already kind of in limbo as far as injury-wise. Why risk it returning a punt? Put one of those other guys like, maybe Noah Brown or Cedric Wilson back there to return punts. Yeah. And, because we cannot risk CeeDee Lamb, getting just some little nagging injury returning punt. So I don't think it's really worth the risk to have CD back there at this point.
Yeah, man. I agree. It'll be interesting to see what they do, and maybe you're right. I think you're I think you're right though, Jay. And you're read a lot about things on the channel, man. I gotta applaud you, man, because every time Jay says something, I'm like, damn, he was right again. What?
Tuck be knowing, man. Yeah. Tuck be knowing.
Yeah, man. So we don't want to see injuries. And speaking about injuries, Paul, I have to ask you, Sean Lee.
Don't do it, Sid. Don't do it.
Isn't it time for him to take that big R? Let's be realistic. We got to be realistic.
Yeah.
We got to be realistic. How many injuries are we going to let this guy go through and put him on injured reserve before we say, you know what?
It's enough.
It's enough. And you know what? I saw big things from him last year. And I know, Jay, you're a huge fan. And I saw...
I think the whole of Cowboys Nation is a big fan of Sean Lee, what he can do on the field. Like, he gives it 110% every time he's on. Every tackle, every read he does. Like, he's like military sergeant on the field. Like he just controls the whole centre of the defensive mid front. But if there's one thing though, when Sean Lee was kind of out the season before, and he was out coaching pretty much Van Der Esch, that lock role, like he influenced those two big time. Like I don't think if it wasn't for Sean Lee, Van Der Esch wouldn't have that season. He would have in his rookie season, just because he was like showing him all the things like through the notepad, the Windows Surface tablet for all the places. Like if you did this, you could cover him and meet him there, make that tackle a lot quicker or more effective, whatever. I just comes to show the experience of, and everyone knows what Sean Lee's like. He is so focused on game film. We saw that in the All or Nothing documentary on Amazon Prime. Like he's just so dedicated, and if Sean doesn't come back, I get him in as a coach and as an assistant or something, because he is his football awareness is in his mind is just ridiculous.
Now, Jay, before you answer, I'm just gonna read what the lunatics, because Jay's a huge fan, and I know me saying that it's time for Sean Lee to retire. I know that hit home for Jay.
I hate saying it though. I don't want to say it. That's the thing.
I'll say it. Sean Lee, retire. Damn it, it's time. The lunatic tuned in. Hold on, Jay. Sean Lee can still produce. Put him on the courts in practice and play him after week 3. He did it last year, and he can manage it again this year. Let him end his career with a Super Bowl ring. I get it.
That's why I like the lunatic, because he be knowing too, man. Exactly.
All right, Jay. Tune in, man. I know you want to defend your Mr. Lee. You're a huge fan.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing about Sean Lee, it's been his entire career, it's just injuries. I don't think there's that injury that's been significant right now. So I think if he's able to come back off the IR, which I hear that he's able to do so, then he can still add value. And as Paul mentioned, he adds value in the locker room as far as pretty much being another linebacker coach. I don't think Sean Lee is at the Witten phase. Shouts out to Jason Witten, where you're looking at Sean Lee on the field and it's be like, oh my God, you're killing us. Like if Sean Lee's on the field, he's still producing. It's just getting him on the field and keeping him healthy. So I think that's why he really hasn't turned in the retirement card, because he can still play. He can still play at a high level. It's just, how long can he play at a high level? And last year he played pretty long. And so
I thought he did consistently very well last season.
He had a great year.
Yeah, he had a great year, and so it's hard for him to retire after having such a great year, because he can still play. So I think that Sean Lee will be one of those players who come back maybe around week 5, week 6, hopefully healthy, and then make that push. But we'll probably get to the depth chart. But I saw something interesting today that's probably going to be, the reason why that we can probably afford a little bit of Sean Lee being out for a little bit longer now.
So I've got a question for you guys, and funny enough, we're talking about injuries and players and that. Same question, but not Sean Lee, Tyron Smith.
Yeah, I would say not only Tyron Smith, but his counterpart, Lyle Collins.
Yep.
So, Lyle Collins being on the injury reserve list changes a lot, because I think Cameron Irving is going to be the starting right tackle. And as Paul just mentioned, damn, if Tyron Smith goes out too, oh man, all hell breaks loose.
Well, the reason I mentioned Tyron is because how many games are we expecting to see him play this year?
Right.
Because I don't think he's played a full season the past 4, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so that to me is a bit of a concern, especially when it comes to later on the season, like when we do play against the Eagles and the Giants. It's like those are really important games, and that's when we really do need them.
I have a question.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say, I would agree, because I think the depth, and like I said, we didn't really focus on this summer until it hits like a few weeks ago. The depth at the tackle position is very scary. So, I said, if I think Cam Irving's knock on wood can survive for 3 weeks, but Lord forbid if it's at 5 to 6,
To be fair, he held his own when he was at Kansas City. He did all right there. So, but we're not.
Yeah, I think I tell I've watched Cam Irving since he's been at Florida State, and like I said, it's a roller coaster of plays. There'll be one great play, like this guy's, because he's physically a beast. Like he checks all the boxes, but it's just sometimes he'll sit there and it'll be a great play, and the next play is like, what the hell were you thinking? So it's just really consistency. Yeah, it's exactly. You played O-line. I played O-line a little bit too. It's really consistency because that one play you're inconsistent can cost a lot. So
yeah, it just takes that wee moment of distraction, and you could be like, and that could just put you off for the rest of the game, put you in a bit of a bad mood. And even though you may have all the physical attributes to be a great offensive lineman, but all of it's all come down to there.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So with that being said, you know what, guys, we have a lot of players, and I'm talking offense, defense. A lot of guys who've been with us for a very long time. Do you think a lot of guys pushed that comeback this year because of all the changes that they saw Mike McCarthy making, and to get that last push to try and get that Super Bowl ring?
So what guys are you referring to? Like Sean Lee?
Lyle Collins, Sean Lee, Tyron Smith, all the guys that have been with us for years, right? I mean, we all know we're all still upset about a center that we lost last year.
Yeah, that's like Travis Frederick.
That was a huge blow. And do you think that he's sitting at home pondering right now, maybe saying, "Man, I wish I could have just pushed through this last season because we have a chance. We have a chance."
Of course he will. Like he deep down he'll be like, if only my body could actually do what I want it to do. Like he'll be every day till whatever age he'll be regretting that. Like not regretting, but he'll be feeling down and upset the fact that his body wasn't able to kind of help him like be in that same physical condition that he was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Like even still, like for him to even come back that year before, he still wasn't 100% physically. Right. You could tell that his size completely dropped. You could tell he was a lot smaller than he was before. Right. But yet he still managed to make the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's there's two athletes. There's two athletes. They want to play until they're horrible and diminish their legacy. They're going to leave Dallas and go play for Buffalo, then go play for the Jets, and just being a shell of themselves. But I feel like with Travis Frederick, he's one of those players that really want to go out being, one of those players that did not tarnish his legacy. So as Paul mentioned, he was a Pro Bowler last year, but we all seen he physically wasn't the same. Yep. And so he could keep that same arrogance, come out there and try to force it and take that beating, but mentally it starts to add up on you. Like, man, especially definitely. Coming out, you're about 20 to 25 pounds lighter than your very first game. You got Aaron Donald beating down your, it's just not the same.
Not the same.
And I think also with Travis, also you got to take in consideration the whole COVID thing too as well. Like, you want to put yourself at risk, and so I think there's a lot of decisions. Of course he didn't want to retire. I don't think it was like if he was healthy he would have retired, but he took a lot of those thoughts under consideration. And I think the only way he'll possibly regret it is if we take off and do win a Super Bowl this year. Maybe he'll think like, damn man, I probably could have gutted through it. But I think that Travis made the decision that's best for him and his family, so I'm perfectly okay with it.
I don't know if it's just me. Do you think maybe Jerry or Stephen might do something honorary for him, like to be there at the Super Bowl or something, like get him to just even bring along with the team, like just to be part of it in some way?
I think he would be great to be on staff. I think there's already been talks of him working with Tyler Badass is what we call him. I think
we're the same. It's an old Bayadish we call him. But Tyler Badass is so much better.
Yeah, he just. I just hope he is a badass, because if not, it's really gonna hurt that nickname. But I think him and Travis Frederick have already developed a relationship, so they've been in constant communication. And so I'm not sure how that works.
That's Wisconsin for you.
Yeah, I would definitely bring in, it's the same thing with Sean Lee, with Travis Frederick. I would love to have that guy just on staff and around the team. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to get that leadership, and everyone's going to respect him if he's on the staff anyway. So I think there will be something that Jerry can do for Travis Frederick to honor him. He'll definitely
like they did with DeMarcus Ware. Remember, didn't DeMarcus Ware sign a 1-day contract to retire?
DeMarcus Ware he was working with us for a little bit, and then he went to Denver. But yeah, Jerry keeps some of those guys around. Think about Leon Lett. So if you do, I always tell people, if you do right by the Cowboys will do right by you. I promise you.
They always look after the ruin.
Yeah. So with that being said, there's another injury that's floating out there, and they haven't fully come out to say he's injured. We're not sure how we're gonna see how he's gonna do week to week. And he did the same thing last year. Amari Cooper.
Yeah. He pretty much played injury for the whole season, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And Jay, do you know? Any news, or have you heard anything out there that what the injury actually is, or?
I think he has laminitis, man. He knows that a new number one in Dallas. I don't know. I mean, I've heard reports that it might possibly be something with his foot or something like that.
Okay.
But you never know with Amari, man. That's why I keep telling you, Sid. It's like, I like Amari, you like Amari, but he's a different kind of football player, man. You know, you got to make sure that he's in the. I'm more worried about Amari being in the right mental space to play football than anything. Because if he's not, if there's like, you know, a rocky relationship possibly, you know, with his new coaching staff, different things, like Amari could, you know, disappear. I mean, that's what happened. That was his whole knock in Oakland. He didn't get along with John Gruden for whatever reason. That's why they sent him out. So, but I think Cooper will be ready to go. I don't think he's going to be a day one scratch. We'll have to watch it. But like I said, having CD, having Gallup, and having his other receivers will definitely take a lot of the load off of his shoulders, though. So.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm really interested to see if Cedric Wilson gets enough reps, because he seems to be like the talk of the talk in terms of the receivers right now, outside of CD Lamb, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cedric is more like a utility guy. He's one of those guys who can just get you do a little bit of everything. So. Yeah,
man, I think there's going to be a lot this year to look out for. I think we're going to get surprised by a lot of players. This year, there's going to be a few players are going to have breakout years. I think CD Lamb is good. I think, you know what, and I can't wait. We're going to have a CD Lamb jersey giveaway, but we'll go into depth. We're going to go in depth about that once. I'm actually waiting for the jersey. I've been waiting for the jersey for 3 weeks. I'm pissed because I wanted to have it for week 1, but I'm not sure it's going to get here. But I think CD Lamb will be the top receiver this year. What do you think, Paul?
I still think it'll be Amari, I'll be honest, because it's just... I don't know what, you know, I can't really explain it.
Would you like to put some chicken wings on that?
Put some wings on.
No, I'll let you know the secret behind this, because we have bets with this guy Nick. Shout out to the Star Gang, man. And I've lost wings to him already, so we're wing lovers. So
who doesn't love chicken wings? Come on.
Yeah. So with that being said, are we willing to put a little wager on that?
Though, well, it depends what the sauce is, though.
Oh, it's got to be hot.
Buffalo will do.
The hotter, the better. So, are you willing to put some wings on that?
If you want them imported all the way from the UK,
listen, I was in Europe 2 years ago, and I'm planning on going back shortly, within the next year. So, I'm gonna make sure I come collect my wings. So don't worry. So
we'll find you.
If not, then we'll just settle through a PayPal exchange.
There you go. So again, are you willing to wager on that?
Well, not stupid money, obviously, but I'll put maybe like, I don't know what, $10 or something like that.
Let's wings, 20 wings. If I lose, I'll buy you 20 wings, and vice versa.
All right, okay, well, that sounds fair.
Okay, Jay, you're
Pooh Bear, go Rams.
Oh.
You know what's so funny? I'm not even sure if he's a Rams fan or probably he's a hater, but I was trying to find a Rams fan all week, and I haven't found one. So what's up, Pooh Bear? If you're a Rams fan,
if you're a Rams fan, what's up? So Jay, you're a witness to the wings wager.
The wing wager, man. Like I said, I'm gonna gain all this weight back in football season. I feel it.
I tell you what, though, man, it's like if you're going to put a bet against someone, please do it with Mike, our fellow counterpart for the UK Dallas Cowboys show. He'll definitely be taking the bet like straight off the bat. He's a betting man.
Oh yeah.
Me, I'm very apprehensive when it comes to betting.
Yeah.
As long as if there's food involved, yeah, sign me up.
Before we go on, I want to send a few shout outs to a few people that just tuned into the chat. Definitely Pooh Bear, what's up, man? DJ Dog 31, can't wait to see Alden Smith and Everton Griffin on the defense.
Yeah,
yes,
that's gonna be.
Oh, don't forget my boy Neville Gallimore. Telling you.
Gallimore, Ontario born, 2 hours from me, so Canadian boy. So I'm gonna be definitely keeping my eye on him.
I've been raving about him when he was at Oklahoma, man. Like, he is just a force to be reckoned with. I'm telling you, like, seeing maybe not this year, but maybe next year, he'll be one of the ones to look out for.
Well, Pooh Bear says Rams 24, Dallas 13.
I need Pooh Bear to state who his team is first. Man.
Yeah.
Is he a Rams fan or is he a troll? I would say a troll.
So did he say 24 Dallas, 13 LA?
24 Rams, Dallas 13.
Yeah. So that's what we're all saying. So with that being said, we got Griffin. What do you guys think about? You know who got reinstated, right? And I'm really happy he got reinstated.
About time.
Randy Gregory.
I thought the whole situation was a joke, though. To be fair, like I think it was April 9th? No, August 9th. Sorry, August 9th, not April. It was the last time he had contact with the NFLPA, and that was the whole outburst on Twitter. Now it's just all of a sudden just happened. So that's nearly 2 months worth.
But he can't play till October.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is what is the reasoning behind that? Like why? And because I feel like he's damn near going to be suspended again. Like
is it traditional? Is it traditional?
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what the NFL's issue with this is. I mean, especially if they got rid of the CBA and the policy for marijuana. I don't understand what his big holdup is because Randy Gregory didn't have any other issues. Because I said this, going way back to the whole Alden Smith thing. If anyone should have been held out longer, it should have been Alden Smith versus Randy Gregory. So I'm not sure what's the beef between the NFL and Randy Gregory.
Yeah, man.
But
There's got to be.
To have him back. It has to be something.
It could be something to do with the representatives.
Maybe he slept with the commissioner's daughter.
Oh God, I would go on that deep, are we?
He must have pissed off someone somewhere in the organization.
Yeah,
that's how it looks.
It's funny that you mentioned Alden Smith there. Do you not think what he's done with his hair just reminds you of David Irvin?
Yeah.
That
hairstyle is from like 1990s.
I literally thought, I was like, is David Irvin back in the squad or what? Then I realised, no, this is not it. The guy is just too much for Beast to be.
Come on, Jay.
Don't give it wrong. David Irvin was good when he was on the field and stuff like that, but I was like,
Jay, Paul, I'm sure Jay has a picture somewhere with his hair like that.
Nah,
I am not dissing the hair. I'm not dissing the hair at all.
Nah, me,
no.
Man.
Okay, so I just want to jump in the chat. So Pooh Bear says he's a Rams fan for sure.
Okay,
all right. You know what? I really wish we would have.
Meet you.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. I'm telling you, this is what it comes to. Any Cowboys show, you're always going to have the opposition watching us. So it is the world's team, not just America's team.
I've been searching for like a whole week trying to find like somebody on the Rams. Nothing. Somebody. A YouTube channel, a blog. Nothing, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to watch a good show that we had? Me and Jay Tuck had 2 Eagles fans on the show a couple weeks back. So, Paul, definitely go on my YouTube channel. You'll see it. You want to laugh? And they're coming back in November. So, it was an amazing show. Honestly, we had like a blast. It was a 2-hour show. Right, Jay?
Yeah. I don't think I could. I'll be honest. I don't think I could actually be in the same show as an Eagles fan. I'll be honest with you.
No, it was good, man.
It was
rough, but it was good. It was a good show.
Philly Notion, though. Philly Notion's my guy, though. I like Philly Notion.
Yeah, Philly Notion. Huge shout out to Philly Notion, man. This guy is a cool cat, man. I love to have him on the show. And believe it or not, he even subscribed to our channel. And I subscribed to his. So we're all here. We're all here just trying to, blog and stream and have a good time. So,
definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah. So a lot of guys are sending hate towards the Pooh Bear because they're saying is he smoking and so on. So it's pretty interesting to see. So with that being said, do you think the Dallas Cowboys will have any? How could I say? Will struggle this Sunday? What are you worried about? What's the one position? Because I think we're all worried at safety. Is it just me? Hands up. I'm worried about safety.
I'm worried about safety a little bit. I think it's just because it's just it's Darian Thompson, but it could be one of those players that is just completely blossomed. We don't know. That's why he's probably might be getting that starting role, and we don't know. I think right now Xavier Woods is questionable right now as well.
Yeah.
So is he even going to play? Is Reggie Robinson going to fill that role for week 1? We still don't know yet. So yeah, I would be quite concerned about that. Because especially when you've got wide receivers like Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, Just don't give him that inch of space to make a play.
What about you, Jay?
Well, this is like foreign territory for me, and I say this like, this is my first year doing the whole, Cowboys media thing. So it's like, when I make my predictions, do I use logic or do I use fandom? So that's where I'm torn, because you remember, see, if we go back to our predictions when the season started, I have us losing this game, and I have us losing for a multitude of reasons. But the fan of me says that we're going to put 40 up on the Rams. And so that's where I'm torn. So I haven't decided which intuition I'm going to follow yet. But the reason why, originally I was saying the Rams should win this game is because they've been established. They know their offense. They know their defense. Those guys have been playing together for quite some time. Secondly, we blew the doors off of them last year. And so they're going to be motivated to revenge themselves.
Yep.
Also, I was thinking, before the whole COVID thing happened, this is going to be a home game for them in their brand new stadium. And then also, I saw his name just mentioned in the chat, but my guy Cam Akers, he's a deadly running back, and he adds a totally new dimension to this Rams offense. And so if you look at it from that perspective, I feel like the Rams are more than enough equipped, because they do have a strong enough D-line with Darnold and those guys. They also have that secondary with my guy, Jalen Ramsey. So I feel like they're able to compete with our talent. They're able to match us talent per talent. And they're also familiar with their schemes and different things like that. And they have a great coach. And so when you look at that from that perspective, I don't think this is going to be more of that blowout game. It can go either way. But I'm a Cowboys fan, so Cowboys win. So it is what it is.
Cowboys always win.
Yeah, Cowboys always win. It's my channel, my rules. So Cowboys always win.
16-0, fellas. 16-0 this year.
That's the dream.
And if you tell me that we lose, then I'll just block you, and then we'll move on.
Paul, man, what's your prediction for this Sunday, man?
Win. Yeah, win. In terms of, I think, scoreboard-wise, I think Cowboys are going to win somewhere in the 30 range.
Okay.
So maybe 30, 34, 31.
I just, what I hope? Here's my the way I look at it. I just hope we use our running game.
Yeah.
That's what we have to utilize. Last year, we won't talk about Mr. Clapper. Right. But there was certain games that we should have came out if we would have just ran the ball and controlled the clock, and then went to the passing game when we had to. I think we would have did a lot better than 8-8.
And see, that's my concern is if you take last year's game into consideration, how did we blow the doors off the Rams with the run game? That was Pollard's big game and Zeke's big game. So the Rams have footage on that run game. So I feel like they've been focusing all offseason on how to take that away. And so that's why I'm kind of just like, we'll see where it goes, man. But I think the Cowboys can squeeze this one out. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the wire. And I feel like the advantage that we're going to have is now having Greg the leg. Hopefully, you find some wood to knock on.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, that's been a great addition.
Consistency, and special teams. I think that changes a lot with us. But there's so many unknowns, because we could come out and CeeDee Lamb is really DeAndre Hopkins 2.0, and so I mean, we just haven't seen enough football to really feel 1,000% confident.
Yeah, so Pooh Bear said something really interesting, and I wanted to jump in on this, and I want to ask you guys. So, with HaHa Dix getting cut, Earl Thomas has come out the woodworks again.
What did I say in that show the other day there?
Yeah. So, Pooh Bear actually said, and I can't believe he's saying, Dallas will be getting Earl Thomas after this week.
I mean, it could... If we came out and we get air attacked and Cup and Woods are going off and we get 40 balled, oh yeah, Earl Thomas is coming, Sunday night, like he's on that flight. But yeah. I mean, I just don't see it happening. I mean, because
you don't
the move. No, I don't see it happening. I think the move that we made with Brandon Carr pretty much solidified that Earl Thomas isn't coming, because there was no need to really make that move.
I think it's just been put into the practice squad though.
Yeah, they put him on the practice squad, but I think they brought him in just to kind of get more looks at him before they try to pipe him in. Cause I think the idea with Carr is to play strictly safety, so he's just going to be like the backup in case of break of emergency for that safety position. And I feel like if the Cowboys were interested in Earl Thomas and was really going to make that move, we would have did it. We would have brought him in last week.
Yeah.
There was more than ample time. So I feel like we set on it. Hearing Jerry's interview today, the way he kind of like kicked it on the rug, like he's over it. It's just
like I don't know if you've been seeing it on Twitter and stuff like that, all these tweets going, yeah, Earl Thomas is in Dallas right now. I'm like, no, he's not. Yeah. If there's a source I'm going to follow, it'd be like a Jane Slater or something like that to confirm that, and nothing was posted about it.
Yeah, I just want to jump in the chat. Babe Ruth is in the chat. Ruth the Truth, big shout out to her, man.
What's up?
Definitely check out her podcast, Doing Big Things, man. She started a new podcast. I think it's something, what was it called again? Something Cleats. I apologize. Ruth, type it in the chat so I can definitely shout it out to the players. Florida State running Akers, Rams pick this year is a projected starter. But you know what?
Yeah. I'm telling you guys right now, like that's Cam Akers is my guy. He is Dalvin Cook 3.0. Like I already
not
said
even 2.0, 3.0.
3.0. Like I think honestly he's better than Dalvin Cook because he's able to stay healthy and Dalvin isn't. So he is definitely a weapon and an upgrade for them at the running back position. Now it's going to be his first NFL game, so I think that's going to give us a little head start on him. But not Dalvin Cook, but Cam Akers is definitely going to be a great running back in the NFL for the years to come.
You don't have any confidence in our defensive ends, and my man D-Law. Yes, I said it.
Yeah, what your man D-Law? What?
Yo, D-Law's gonna break out this year. Let's go.
What? Yeah, your man D-Law. Oh man, that's something new. Yeah, but like I said, it'll be Cam Akers' first NFL game. So I think that gives us some leeway. But if he comes out the gate and does what he's capable of doing, that changes a lot. So shout out to Cam Akers. I was saying it like I thought he was going to end up here in Kansas City, to be honest. But
yeah, man. Huge shout out to Pat 1984. What's up, Pat? Thanks for tuning in, man. Huge supporter in our channels. Definitely thanks again for tuning in. And go check out, guys, please go add Paul to your Twitter. Definitely check out his YouTube channel. He does big things as well. So if you have him on Twitter when he goes live, you'll definitely catch his live streams. So definitely check him out.
Yeah, we're mostly on Facebook primarily at the moment.
Okay.
Once we get more of the subscribers up, we'll get the YouTube streaming up and running.
Yeah. Pat says Cook is FSU all-time leader rusher. Cook took over games.
Yeah, but Dalvin Cook also had a way better O-line than Cam Akers have. Any Florida State fan knows that. Like I said, they're pretty much the same type of player. But Cam Akers is just as explosive. The reason why I said Cam over Dalvin because Dalvin always has injuries. And Pooh Bear just said Jay Tuck is a Rams fan too. And low key, I kind of am because it's like those are all my Florida State guys over there, so I kind of cheer for them. But
So Pooh Bear did say, "Have you seen the FSU O line?" Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, they were trash. Like they're pretty much like so I'm saying. So yeah.
So Paul, I ask everybody who comes on the channel, what's your prediction for the Dallas Cowboys this year? What are we going to end with?
11-5.
Ooh, you say see. I said 12-4. What did you say, Tuck?
I had 10-6 that I'm standing on.
So we're almost in the same boat. So there's either 2 games or 1 game. It's kind of settling the score here, pretty much.
I don't know what show it was on. I think, I forget who said it, but somebody was saying that if we had Earl Thomas on our squad, that we'd be able to go 16-0.
No.
Yeah, that was West Coast, right?
Yeah, I believe it was West Coast.
See, one player that, despite how good Earl Thomas is, I still think it's a whole team involvement. One player in that defense for the secondary. If the problem is with last year was our defensive line wasn't really getting up to the quarterback, putting enough pressure on it, and that's when our corners were getting absolutely torn apart the vast majority of the time. Like everyone, like the vast majority was going away from Byron Jones. We don't have him anymore.
Yeah. As
well, so I'm kind of still worried. Our defensive line need to put the absolute pedal down and get to the quarterback as quickly as they can. So therefore, we don't necessarily need to worry about it. If we can do that, there's no need to not necessarily no need. We still need a safety, obviously, but I'm just saying it takes the pressure off them, so to speak.
Yeah, the Lunatic, just to answer your question, yes, that was West Coast Cowboy on our stream the other day.
West Coast.
Yeah, big shout out to him. So Pooh Bear says, I'm a Rams fan from Florida, by the way. So Pooh Bear, please find us on our Facebook, because I'm sure either Jay or myself, or maybe have you on Speak Your Mind all the time after the game, after we whoop you guys, and so we could interview you and come on the show. Come chat with guys. We love having different people on the show, man, and we're gonna bring big things. We're definitely gonna have Paul back on the show. Paul, I want to thank you a lot for coming on, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Listen, huge fan of yours. I'm gonna continue watching. Before we go, please let the fans know where to find you. Send me all your podcast information. I'm gonna put it in the description box as well, so people could definitely go and check you out.
Yep, sure. If you go into likes of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, type in UK Dallas Cowboys fans. Obviously, my handle on the show is my private one, so you can follow me there as well. But yeah, just be sure to type in UK Dallas Cowboys fans, and you can find our shows and get notified, especially more so on Facebook. We're live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Trying to remember the time, so it's 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. I think that's right.
Okay.
I think that's right, but that's on. So Tuesdays are going to be the post-game show, and Thursdays is going to be the pre-game show for every game upcoming this season.
Yeah, man. Definitely. We're going to do weekly things too, so we're definitely going to have you back on. I just hope we have a great season. I think that's what everybody's hoping for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah.
I'm just happy we've got football again. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Just like, I think we were all worried the whole season was going to get cancelled. It's now taking that weight off our shoulders. We can actually have our own time and not to be bothered. Well, obviously I'm single, but as you mentioned, you guys have got wives and stuff like that.
Yep, love the wife.
It's man time now.
Whoa, Paul.
Yeah,
Paul.
wait.
I also see something like under your right shoulder. Dallas Mavericks too?
Yeah.
Dallas, my guy. There we go.
And Dallas Stars.
Dallas Stars. Okay, yeah. So you
let's go for that Stanley Cup, boy. Yes, let's go.
Pooh Bear, just to let you know, Dallas is going 8-8 this year. Sorry, no, it's not. It's not happening. I guarantee that's not happening.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
It's not.
Jay, man, I always love having you on, and I have a lot of people that are always sending me, when you're gonna have Jay back on, and so we work well together, and I love it, man. So Jay, let them know where to find us. Let them know where to find you as well.
Man, you guys can find me on the Cowboys Fans Only YouTube channel. CFO gang, I got some big news for us tomorrow on tomorrow's show, so definitely tune in. You have to be subscribed to find out about it, so definitely turn on that notification bell. Then also follow me on Twitter at JTuck151, and then our Facebook group, Cowboys Fans Only. Like I said, I love talking to all sports with all fans, man. Cowboys fans, man, we're the best. I'm excited that football is here, as we mentioned, man. I'm ready to get to it. I got my Knowles on Saturday. I got my Cowboys on Sunday night, man. Life is good.
Yeah, man, 100%. Guys, stay tuned. In the next couple of days, within the next week, we're going to have a jersey, CD Lamb jersey giveaway, but you're going to have to subscribe, and you're going to have to definitely enter the competition rules to be able to enter that draw. So that's to come, so definitely be sure to check that out. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Speak Your Mind all the time. You know, we do this. We love doing this. Guys, stay safe. That's the biggest thing. If we stay safe, things will get back to normal.
Yep.
Wear your mask. Do what's being asked of us so that we can get back to regular football season where we can actually go and watch a game at the stadium. I was supposed to be there this year. What about you, Paul? Were you making your way this year?
I was due to fly out tomorrow.
Oh.
But it's
Really?
not happening. Yeah, I was due to fly out to Houston because a lot of my friends stay there, and go to like a watch party and watch the game, and obviously go to the Falcons game the week after.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be in November. I was supposed to go watch the Pittsburgh-Dallas game for my birthday.
That would be a great game as well.
Yeah, that was going to be for my birthday, but next year is going to be a big year, so I'm gonna try and make it at least. I'm gonna make it longer. If I can't go this year for 1 game, I'm going next year for 2 games. That's how I look at it.
Like the reason I wanted to go for the Vulcan stream because it's the home opener, and I don't know if you are aware of the Baracho tailgaters. I'm one of the members. I'm the first international member of the Barachos. So it's just a big tailgating group. So all across the USA and some guys and we've got one in Japan now as well. So it's like just our collective people just loves to have a good beer before the game. It's great.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Fun
Again,
times.
Paul, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate the time. I know it's late for you out there, so again...
Not at all, man. I can stay up all night if I want to, man. Not at all. Not a problem.
We're definitely going to get together again. Pat1984, thanks again for the huge thanks for everyone.
Where did Nate Rosario go? Because he was talking some mad...
Yeah.
And stuff, man.
Yeah. He's saying that he's going to beat everyone. I did see. Paul, are you a Madden fan? Do you play Madden?
I love Madden. Well, unfortunately, right now I've had to install Call of Duty's last update, so I've had to remove the game. Honestly, like I just wish Call of Duty would stop doing this stuff, like 500 gigabyte updates, so I can go back to playing Madden again. But
Madden's actually down right now. So that's
it's down.
To you guys.
It's down right now. That's what he talked about. Man, guys,
I will get it reinstalled eventually.
Yeah. Man, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Guys, don't forget to click those subscribe buttons. Definitely come check me out. Dallas Cowboys for life. My man J Tug, Cowboys fans only. Go ahead, Paul.
I think I'm sorry. Moving the cheese, I may have offended her as a man time there, so I do apologize. I didn't mean it like that. I just kind of meant it like it's like time to watch sports away from everything else across the world. So I do apologize if I offended you there. So I do apologize.
It's no problem at all, man. We're used to it, man. Be sure to check us out. It's your boy Sid, and I'm out.